What's up, everybody? Welcome in. This is AfterBuzz TV for your Challenge Final Reckoning after show. It's episode 8. Well, Kyle is jumping back into Faith's bed, but with someone else this time. The mercenaries came in, they saw, they conquered, and we have a huge guest in studio, or not in studio, calling in tonight. So stay with us for those details.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I like this.
Ooh.
Are you ready for this?
Oh,
Hey. Oh. Yeah.
I just feel like leveled up, just by hearing this feel hardcore.
Yeah. Who actually sings this, by the way?
No clue.
you know.
You know who sings
know
this.
the one and
only.
The one and only Jose sings this. He's going to show us how to eat, apparently, and I'm excited to
A
learn
man of
about
many
that.
talents.
Yeah, guys, this is one and only Jose's song, Tony Montana, it's called. We got a little glimpse of it in the episode tonight, so you knew we had to pull it up for you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited to go back and take another listen to this when I can really just let it absorb.
Right.
Anyway, what's going on, guys? Welcome in episode 8 of the Challenge Final Reckoning. This one is called Shameless. Very appropriately titled. We're going to break it all down tonight. This is Jenna Bussiere coming through your headphones right now. And we have a full panel tonight, but it's just the fellas and I. Got Justin back. He's to my left.
What up? What up? It's your boy Jay Yang. So happy to be back and excited to talk about tonight's challenge. There's a lot happening in tonight's challenge. Got an elimination and a competition. So I'm super excited about this episode.
Dan Lindgren here, guys. This episode, this season is so filled with drama that even the challenge has drama in it. Over to you.
What's going on, guys? David Christopher, as always, also happy to be back. It's been a little while. What the heck is going on, guys? You ready for this?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
And without further ado, we do have a special guest on the line with us tonight.
We do?
Phoning in, we do. What's your name, guest? Who are you?
Drummer Will, please.
What's up, you guys? I'm Hunter.
Hey!
What's up,
Mercenary
guys?
himself.
Yes.
Hunter is here with us tonight. So excited to have him help us break down this episode. So let's jump right into it. You're the first thing we see tonight. We start off with Armageddon. We see you and Ashley walking in, blacked out, ready to go. You hear that it's $1 million on the line, and you guys have a chance to then take somebody out and have your own
Spot in the game.
your own spot in the game. You get to compete for this $1 million, which is huge. We've never seen this with a mercenary twist before. So let's then go back to how you got the call to be on this season, because coming in as a mercenary and not being an exact cast member, I'm sure you knew that ahead of time. Was there a reason that you weren't a cast member? How'd that work out?
I mean, honestly, we were a part of the original cast. And, they about 3 days afterwards, they called us back and they were like, we're pulling you guys from the original cast. And they kind of hinted at that something else was bigger for us, but they never really told us. And, I was kind of perplexed as to why they pulled me back. This was supposed to be one, my comeback season. I had a terrible wrist injury from Dirty 30. And, I kind of persevered through physical therapy. I got ready to go for this season, for season 32. So I was kind of down in the dumps, and then, about a couple of days into filming, they were like, look, we need you to pack your stuff. You guys are coming in. And we kind of knew that we were going to have a chance to win our way into the game, but we didn't know how. We had no idea if it would be an elimination or have to win a challenge or what we have to do.
Okay, cool. So you then thought that you were ixnayed, that you thought you got the cut and weren't even going to be on this season anymore.
Yeah,
Wow.
I did, actually. I was super disappointed. I was bummed.
Yeah, I bet, especially because you did fight back from that injury. So did you know it was going to be Ashley as your partner all along? And when you did find that out, how'd you feel? Because I know you guys are exes, but at the same time, she's kind of a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a very good competitor. She's a very scrappy individual, and I know she hates to lose just as much as I do. I didn't know it was going to be her. When I found out, I was cool with it. We're exes. We're very cordial. We've never really hated one another. The last time I saw her was, she kind of left early from Dirty 30.
Yeah.
And I didn't really get to talk to her, but she's a great competitor. So I was stoked.
Nice. So then we show up. Do you find out the twist in Armageddon as well as everybody that's watching, or did you know that you were going to be able to actually take somebody out of the game and fight for their spot rather than just coming in to be somebody that sends them home, but that you go home as well, as they've usually done in past seasons?
I kind of had a feeling that we were going to get a chance to take somebody's spot. Like for me, just coming in as a mercenary and not being able to take somebody's spot, I don't know how it felt about that. I wanted an opportunity back into the game. I wanted, to show everybody, that I overcome my wrist injury and that, I still had it. I was ready to beast mode. So I kind of had an idea, but, when he officially announced it, that's when it really set in.
Hunter, a lot of the times when you guys are doing these things, a lot of people, I don't know if they're there for the challenge of it, or if they're there for the money, or if they're there for the drama. But like, you're one of those guys where I just know you're here to, put on a show and show what you're made of and all that stuff after all of what happened to you in Dirty 30. There's also a saying in sports where they say you play who's in front of you, and Banana says tonight, he's like, oh, you just won, you beat a bunch of girls. But no matter who that was, you didn't have a choice on who you got to go up against. And I was just wondering, I mean, you're going right after Bananas right away, and I love that there's just another person going after him. How is your and Bananas relationship off the show? Because I know on it you just want to destroy him.
Listen, I tell people this all the time. I go out and people ask, how is Johnny Bananas? If Johnny Bananas was to walk up at a bar, he would be one of the nicest guys you've ever met. He would drink a beer with everyone, do shots. I mean, he's a great guy outside of the show. The challenge is his job. He said it tonight on Instagram Live. This is his first job. So, he does have to stir the pot. He does have to play the camera a little bit. And I totally understand that. What I can't stand is just, complete fakeness. And sometimes, it's just a little bit too much for me because, whether I'm just the type of person, I'm the same day, every day, real life, whether the camera's in front of me, whether I'm doing the challenge or, whether I'm with my family. I am who I am. And but Johnny, I know some people don't want to hear this because they see me going at his throat, but I like him.
You're actually friends? Breaking news.
You guys are actually friends.
You just dropped a bomb, I think, on all the challenge fans that you're actually friends.
Or you're more cordial.
No, I wouldn't say like we don't speak. You know what I mean?
Right.
I speak to him every day, and like you know what I mean. But I'm not gonna go out. I'm not gonna hate the dude. In everyday real life, like I said, I really don't have anything against anyone personally in everyday real life. But when it comes to the show, he acts a little bit different, and so I'm gonna just be who I am and call him out on it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like, I think you guys are frenemies. I think that's probably the best term to put it. And I remember when people were talking about like CT and Johnny Bananas. It's kind of like all the guys. They're all alpha. They all want to win money, but it's like kind of like two siblings fighting for the last piece of cake, right? You guys all want to go for that prize, and you guys are all super competitive, but obviously in the end, you guys are all brothers. You guys are all sharing like a very unique experience that most people would love to do, but only a few people know exactly about what happens in the house.
Except the cake is $1 million, so it's a lot higher stakes than a piece of ice cream cake, although I do love me some ice cream cake. Let's just get back into the elimination then really quickly. So you're talking about your injury before, and then you show up and you see that this no slack elimination is literally punching through walls. How was your wrist? How did you feel going into it? Did you have any concerns?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was a Division I baseball player. I've had the pregame jitters and everything like that. It's never been quite this intense. I had no idea. I didn't, because of the my injury and the location that it was, punching was something I was advised to kind of stay away from. They were like, look, I mean, you could recreate this injury with one single punch. So, I was like, oh
my God.
Like, the first thing I got to come into is punching. And, honestly, it's kind of like in a football game. If you're ever on the kickoff, the first play of the game, once you make contact, it's over with. You know what I mean? The jitters are gone. You zone in. And once I made that first punch from my right hand, and, it felt good, I was ready to go. Everything was good.
Nice. So how crazy is your partner then? You didn't want to take any notes out of Ashley's book and try and smash through the wall with your head. What is?
No, they told me one of the equalizers. They were like, "Look, yours is 3 times as thick, and it was drywall, and I've had some relationship drama with exes in the past. I've hit a wall or two, so I know what drywall feels like. and so I it didn't really show it much for me, but I handled that drywall pretty easily. And but I was just like wondering what Ashley was doing back there, because I could kind of peek and see how Faith and Angela was doing. Our rope was shorter, so I couldn't go until Ashley had busted through. So I'm watching Angela and Faith just bust through these walls. I was getting nervous.
Yeah, they did do really well. Did you know them showing up? Probably not at all, right? Because they were ex on the beach. They had nothing to do with the challenge before.
Nah, it was weird. Actually, Faith had kind of, I didn't know Angela at all. Faith had kind of followed me on Instagram, and, we kind of talked back and forth, just communicate, but it was nothing like that. Nothing flirtatious or anything, but I didn't, I had no idea that she was going to be on the upcoming challenge. So
Yeah.
I didn't really know either one of them.
Nice. Yeah, that's crazy that you did have 3 times the amount of drywall. Because I was actually, thank you for bringing that up. I was wondering, because they have done equalizers in the past, and you being the only guy in this challenge and it being 2 girls going against on the other team. So then, great job. Congratulations. You get to come back in. You're probably stoked. But I just want to, before we let you go, jump to the other half of the episode, which you're in when you guys do the actual challenge, and you were on the highlighter team. Am I correct? Or was it the orange team you were on?
Orange or
I think I was
yellow?
on the orange team.
You were on the orange, right. It's
Yes.
Shane that's on the
Who's on the
highlighter
winning
team.
team?
So back
Yeah.
and forth between MVP going on here. How much did Shane really help your team win that?
I hate to break it to the other team, and like
You're gonna win anyways.
I'm an athlete. I'm a competitor, but if Shane, it wouldn't have mattered. If Shane would have tried to get in my way when I had the ball, he would have got hurt. And same thing with Jose. And I hate to break it to Jose too, but me being an ex-football player and just playing the way I do, like it didn't really show up, but there was the way they kind of edited it kind of upset me a little bit, because the second, the touchdown that I scored, Jose was standing in front of me, and he had an opportunity to get me, and he just completely whiffed. Like did not even touch me at all.
Wow.
It had nothing to do with
Smart.
Shane. Our team was stacked, and we had Zach, Brad, Kyle. I mean, it was it would have been nothing short of a miracle for them to beat us.
They did a good job then trying to edit out a lot of the softness, because it looked pretty hardcore. I was really into it. I love that it was physical. I love that there was tackling. So that's interesting you're saying that you kind of ran right by Jose, but that also had me thinking, was there any bit of a girl-guy dynamic in that challenge? Because obviously, I don't know if the guys are saying like, oh, we don't give a crap, we're going all out on the girls, we're tackling them.
No. Like, the guys were not allowed to hit the girls,
Okay.
and the girls weren't allowed to tackle the guys. It could only be girl-on-girl contact, and the guys on the team.
Got it. That's
Nice.
cool. And we saw
Makes
Amanda
sense.
sneak through there and get that point for her team. All right. Well, congratulations. We're happy you're on the show and looking forward to see what else you do this season. And you and Crazy Smashley. I'm a fan favorite of her. And I just can't wait for her to explode. Anything we can look forward to?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, with Ashley being the way she is, on any alcohol involved, she's nothing short of her own TV show. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for plenty of drama. I don't want to give too much away, but I'm just super excited to be back, and I'm super excited for the fans to get to watch the rest of the season.
Yeah.
It's definitely the best one that I've done yet.
Okay.
Nice.
Comeback season.
Nice.
All right. Thank you for
Thanks,
joining
bud.
us, Hunter. Looking forward to it.
All right, thank you so much.
Have
Thanks,
a good
Hunter.
night.
All right, bye.
Bye.
It's
Is
really
he
nice.
off? There's always a weird disconnect when someone calls in. I'm like, okay, are we done here?
We
Goodbye.
can't see you, but
It's really nice to get that behind the scenes perspective of all that stuff with him, and what really went down and all that stuff. Because there's your conspiracy, but not really. But he had more drywall, and he also said something about the rope being shorter.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, which means that there wouldn't be as much slack, so it'd be harder for them to get out or whatever.
You
get
knew
through.
that there had to be some sort of equalizer,
Yeah.
but not to take any credit away from Faith and Angela, because they actually killed it,
Yeah,
and they
they
were
did very well.
performing amazing. Both of them. Angela was punching that thing like she definitely takes boxing classes or something.
Her form was great.
She's Jersey, I'm Jersey. She's probably
that's
punched
what
a
it
few
is.
people
That's
in the bar before. If this was a hair pulling challenge, I'm sure she would have murdered it.
Well, see, I have a question though. I mean, had Faith not hurt her thumb
Right.
or whatever it was, do you
That's the
think they
thing.
would have won though? Because I mean, they had a pretty good lead.
They were on a
Probably
roll.
could've.
Yeah.
They're on a roll.
They were on a roll, but I think in these challenges you can never. I mean, that always happens, right? You think
Right.
you have the lead, and then last second, if you gas out, you gas out. I mean, what matters is that they actually won. But I think Hunter and Ashley are probably more entertaining to be in the house as opposed to, so.
Different storylines.
I just don't know why Faith didn't start using her other hand. Like, because she had hurt the thumb on
or
one.
her forehead. Come
Or
on.
you had said
Right?
elbow.
Yeah,
you had
I
said
agree.
elbow
I agree.
halfway
I would
through.
say
But
elbow.
I just don't know why she wasn't even trying with the other hand. She literally just was
Yeah.
like, oh, and then she tried again. She's like, oh, and then But I love Faith more and more every episode. I think that she's
Yeah.
great, and I don't want to say it's just because of she got kind of screwed over by Kyle, but like that, I felt for her there for sure. So, but we can get into that later.
I agree. Dan, while you have the microphone, please continue and enlighten all of the viewers who are with us tonight on some things going on in the buzz.
Hey guys, AfterBuzz TV does after shows for all your favorite shows, sci-fi, drama, competition shows like this one here, The Challenge, but we need your help. Subscribe to one or more of our channels, and if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be, because they're optional, like a suit and tie on casual Fridays. All right, I'm done selling you on stuff. Back to you.
All right, guys, show Dan some love in the live chat because he didn't look down once during that.
Oh.
Did you?
No, I tried
We
to.
had that stuff
I wanted to memorize it for you guys. It really is not that big of a deal, but thank you so much, Jenna.
And if you watch a lot of AfterBuzz shows, you might not see that. So look at this guy put in the effort.
Yeah.
All right.
Dan the man.
Memorizing lines.
So
Yeah,
as
thanks.
we see Hunter and Ashley come in, they snatch that spot from Faith and Angela. They're onto the Redemption House, and then we move on and we see what's going on in the Redemption House. Again, honorable mention to Pauly because I love all of his reactions to everything. He hears that it's the mercenaries that came in with one of the best twists we've seen, and they actually get to fight for the spot, which we've never seen before in the challenge. And Pauly, you hear in the background, oh my God. That challenge purist. I love all of his reactions.
I try to ignore every time he talks, so I didn't hear any of that, honestly.
But something interesting comes up where they're talking about Cam's plan because Faith and Angela obviously come in and let the Redemption House know what's going on. And a lot of people are saying this is going to come back to bite her. So I want to pose that question to you and you guys in the chat. I almost feel like this plan that she did last episode, she protected, as she's saying, 7 out of the 9 teams that are her friends. You can't trust anybody in the challenge, but at the same time, I think that she established the utmost trust and loyalty that anybody ever has on this show. So I'm wondering if people are going to actually cover her in return for her covering them.
So much drama happens every week. Everyone's already forgotten about it, and now we're on to Shane. Like, it doesn't.
Yeah.
There's too many people that are enemies already, right? So like, if you already are enemies with 12 people, so you save 3 people, now you got 3 friends, but then you still have 9 enemies. The math doesn't even matter. It's video. Sorry, Justin, go.
I totally agree with Dan. I feel like this was like a great, it was a great episode, but I feel like she's just a small cog in this whole machine that is the challenge. Like, so much happens every single week where it's like you thought it was good, but then again, like, I don't think it's really going to matter in the end. But I do think that the fact that, people, if you kind of put yourself out there, like Shane, for instance, like Cam basically said, in this game, in order to be successful, you cannot tell anybody your plans until it basically happens. But if you're like Shane, causing all this drama, which we saw in the episode, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass.
It's true. Very true.
No,
Yeah.
all right.
Well, I think
I love
her
what Shane
plan
did.
is going to get
I think
her.
it's great.
Okay, yeah.
I don't
so-
think it's gonna bite him in the ass at all. Everyone already hated him. Doesn't matter.
Well, we're going to get all to the Shane, his idea to throw the challenge, which is kind of smart. But first, the first up is the winery, which how cute is this? I'm happy that they got to do
Justin
this.
forgot. That had all to do with drama, so Justin forgot.
I'm like-
They went to a winery?
Yes.
I was like, let's give these people more alcohol they can drink so they
They
can start
had
more
some
fights.
nice wine and
stuff.
cheese and some picnics, Johnny and Kyle sharing a blanket all together. But this is where the seed starts to plant with Shane, so that's why I brought it up. But I do think the winery idea is really cute. And it's nice. They did something different instead of just going to the club and getting trashed. They went
The
to a
lavender
nice...
ladies are in full effect this episode.
Yes, they are.
They're doing their thing.
Johnny, stop hating, dude. Stop hating on the lavender ladies.
Yeah.
The Lav ladies. So on the bus ride home, when they're already feeling a little bit, probably had 2 bottles of wine each. Shane then starts to rip into Cara first as his first victim on his tangent that he goes on as Bully Shane this episode, saying, Cara, you think you're entitled. You and Johnny think you're better than everybody. You guys don't mess with anybody outside the show, but you two, you don't try to be friends with anybody. Cara's like, well, you don't try to be friends with me. We don't exchange numbers. This whole thing explodes, gets brought back to the house. Cara then brings it up to Johnny, so Johnny pulls Shane over, helmet and all. He's got his hair growth helmet on. Love this so much. I love that he's stomping around. we can hate Shane all we want. And he might be very aggressive with coming at people. It is like he's kind of picking people off and just saying, who can I go at right now and for what? But I kind of just love that he owns up to everything. He doesn't try to hide.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like that he did tonight was when he was saying, "Oh, I didn't get the rules." I'm like, dude, you were so 100% in.
Right, own up to
Don't
it.
just don't make the joke about that. Like, just say what you did. But everything else I love tonight with Shane. No complaints from me.
Yeah, I have a very love-hate relationship with Shane. I mean, the guy cracks me up, he entertains me. I think what he does is hilarious. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, I hate you too, but I don't.
But what do we think about his fight with Johnny?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like we got to pick a side here, right? I don't want to sit on the fence between Johnny and Shane. So
I'm Team Johnny. I'll stick with Team Johnny.
I'm glad because
loyal.
you know what? We get a lot of hate in our
Team
comments
Johnny.
that no one is Team Johnny. So David,
I'm
thank you
Team
so much
Johnny.
because I'll be Team Shane and then we'll bring it back.
I mean, I'm Team Shane as well. I mean, it's totally true. The fact that the numbers are not in Johnny's favor on this season and in past seasons, he hasn't won since
Getting him worked up. Getting him worked up.
And he's scared. The fact that Shane, he is himself, and the fact that he basically isn't scared, I like that about Shane. The fact that this is who I am, this is how I'm going to play the game, and the fact that Johnny just seems like that little scared kid, like, well, you did this. I'm like, you did the exact same thing on all these seasons to everybody.
But what also bothers me about Johnny, and here we go, we're jumping on Johnny, but like he makes fun of people for
Jump on Johnny. Can we
Jump
make
on
that a
Johnny.
segment?
Hashtag jump on
All
Johnny.
right,
Jump on Johnny.
time for Jump on Johnny here on AfterBuzz TV.
He makes fun of people sometimes for things they can't control. All right, Shane's losing his hair. Okay, great.
Right.
Leave the guy alone. Like the thing that's great, we can't make fun of anything anymore, right? Except the only thing we're allowed to still make fun of for some reason is people that are going bald and fat people.
We can?
Apparently,
We
because
can?
anything else is off the table. We can't say anything in 2018. But so Johnny goes after him for his hair. Leave the guy alone about his hair.
His
We the
salad bowl
people?
with his salad bowl with lasers. I
We
love
as
that.
a human race, everything's off topic except for fat people and bald
Think
people.
about it.
I don't know. There's a lot of
about
things
it.
you could probably make fun
Anyway,
of Johnny
I just
about,
think this
actually.
is
All right, let's do that then.
I think it's ironic for Shane to preach about organic friendships with Johnny, saying, Johnny, you don't have a friendship with anybody outside of this house, and everybody hates you, and you're such a snake to everybody. But
a bit hypocritical.
Shane is known as the snake. And then it also makes me think, how does he ever make genuine friendships on the show? Because he does have them. Marie's his best
with
friend.
mostly
the lavender lady.
with
think
mostly
mostly
the
the
girls.
girls.
I'm not sure any of the guys are friends with Shane outside the show.
very
There might
true.
be some. I'm sure there's one or
Yeah,
two. But
I mean, I gotta say, Shane's probably doing it for screen time. I mean, he's definitely hamming it up for production. He's definitely, I mean, who knows? Maybe this is his real personality and that's how he is. But I mean, I've seen him ever since, Road Rules Campus Crawl. Like he was definitely not like this, but he's definitely evolved.
Of course.
But then again, the game is
time in
evolved.
front of the
But
camera.
I
I
mean,
will
he does
say,
it off camera too on
Yeah.
Twitter and stuff.
But saying
Yeah.
that too, Justin, I mean, and as we just heard Hunter say, it seems like Johnny's doing the same exact thing too.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
Totally. So then we're moving on. We got more Shane in a minute. Don't you worry. We're going to talk all about Shameless because he deserved this episode title. But first, we got to slip into the redemption house. And TJ
Slipping
walks
in.
in. You know what's about to go down. He's going to show the Big Brother cam, the surveillance camera. And as soon as it happens, I know that this is going to be Faith seeing Kyle.
course.
We're just stirring the
God.
pot.
But
Just like
I felt really bad for her at first, but she came back around and she handled it the best way she ever could have. Because, they didn't blossom into this huge challenge showmance relationship. It's not like they were on a level with CT and DM yet, but she still slept with him. She still was coupled up with him in the house. She has the right to feel upset and disrespected.
She admitted how charming Kyle is.
And exactly. And it sucks as a girl to then realize, like, dang, I fell for that guy.
But what did you expect?
Right,
What did
I
you
agree with you,
expect? I
Justin.
mean, the guy's a play. It's like handling a snake and the snake bits you, and you're like, "What? Why did the snake bit?" I'm like, "That's what snakes do. That's what Kyle does. That's what Corey does. They all sleep with women, and for all the women, like, oh, it's like he did it
But I
at
didn't-
Carmen. He did it at all these people. It's
I
like,
didn't get,
But
but I didn't get that feel from Faith
Right.
tonight, though. I thought Faith handled it just
Oh
fine.
no! I totally agree that she did
Pump
handle
the
it well.
brakes, Justin.
Yes, she
I know
totally
what you
handled
mean.
it
Though.
well.
I know what he means.
But
I do.
People make mistakes, and sometimes women fall for charminess just as guys do.
I get it, but don't be surprised, right? It's like I'm not surprised. Same thing with Corey and all this. I mean, they both
hell,
hooked up with a ton of chicks.
Ashley
It's like,
is
did you expect it?
definitely not surprised because she knew everything about about what went down in that bed before them, and then she still did it. So
Well,
Ashley shouldn't have any issues
But
with
I
it.
mean, even Faith literally has seen what happened with Kara in the same house. I mean, so it's kind of like you kind of had a preview, and then he obviously has no shame doing that in front of Kara.
We
so-
honestly thought, though, that this whole season that Faith wasn't that into Kyle until tonight when she said literally one line. And she's like, oh, I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did. But hey, you catch feelings. I feel bad for Faith just because I think she's great. But, like, she's going to be fine. She's
But you can
totally
be
fine.
shocked, you can be upset, and especially the disrespect that had happened in her bed, in her own bed. He
That was
was
the only been available. That was the only been available.
doing it on the couch.
It's shower.
Justin.
It's
It's just another slap in the face, but I love what she's saying. She came full circle back around, and it's motivating her. And I honestly, I'm rooting for her to get back into the house and her and Angela do this damn thing on their own. They don't need Kyle and Brad. Get it done, ladies. Okay,
right.
move on from the pirate. Okay, so then let's get into the challenge, which was awesome. Don't push me around. This was like football season is back, right around the corner, and this was just like a little preview, giving us a little taste of the contact, helmet to helmet, getting physical. It was cool that Hunter shed some light on the fact that the guys couldn't tackle the girls and the girls couldn't tackle the guys. Because as soon as
even if they didn't say it, though, what guy
That'd
in
be
their
a
right mind
disaster.
would have tried something like that?
What do you think?
Right, but hold on.
Do you think anybody on the show would have?
Yes, because as we saw,
dude.
no,
Give me a
because-
name.
Listen, because as we saw in Champs versus Stars, it was basically the same exact thing. We saw some girls get taken
You're right.
out.
Yeah,
that
they
is
got-
true.
they got
That's
hurt
what I'm saying. Yeah,
big
if that
time.
was allowed, I think it would have happened for sure.
Great point. But you hear TJ say, do whatever you gotta do. You gotta kick, you gotta push, whatever. So you think that would mean for both sexes? And I mean, I agree that would suck biologically to get hit by Zach if I'm
Oh my God.
me.
Can you imagine,
if
like,
I'm
Joss-
Cam, if I'm Sylvia,
Joss
if I'm
hitting
any girl. But at the
Amanda?
same time, there is that thought, like, do you want it to be the equal playing field? But the way that these guys are hitting, it makes it blurred,
I mean, honestly,
difficult
the
lines.
rough thing about this season is a couple things. They're focusing more on the drama, and they also have to come up with challenges that can work for both sexes when they have to compete against each other. Because unfortunately, you know, guys are bigger than girls, and girls are smarter than boys. I mean, that's just how it is. I'm not smart.
It's
yeah.
debatable.
No, girls are smarter than me. I'll admit that. Hey, but yeah, so this season's just an interesting season overall so far. But
Yeah.
But it is, so we get into Shane's plan. So Shane's plan, we actually all think this is, well, it's more less of a plan. He just decides to throw it, but he's trying to get this through Nelson's head. And honestly, when Shane first comes on the screen, I'm agreeing to him because he is on a team with Bananas and Tony, Joss and Sylvia,
Devon.
and Devon and Jose.
Yeah.
Nobody has his
No.
back. Nobody
No.
has Nelson's back. So yes, throw the challenge so that your team does not have an MVP and cannot control the vote so you don't get double voted in, because you know if anybody's double voting them in, it's everybody on his team, because
Exactly.
his opposing team is all the Lavender ladies who kind of got his back. He's in the alliance with. So it's really a really smart plan.
If you could ask Johnny Bananas or anyone else on the yellow team,
Who were they voting for?
No. I mean, talk to them privately with no cameras around and say, just answer me. Did Shane make a good move? They'd say yes.
Yeah.
But they would never admit it on national TV. So they can they can bitch and moan all they want. Jose and Bananas is saying you helped the team win, but in Bananas' head he must think, and Jose must think, wow, Shane is smart because I was going to vote him in. I was going to give him the double vote.
Yep.
Duh.
I think the plan was absolutely extremely smart. However, it's the execution, I think. Should he have been that obvious with it? Because maybe at least make it look like you're trying and people don't then
When
think
Shane
that
does
you're throwing
something he
it.
doesn't really like
He's
to do,
very
he
extra.
wants everyone
That's
to
true,
know
yeah.
what he's doing because he wants that recognition as
Yeah.
well.
I mean,
Let's be honest.
It's very Shane, and like I said, he doesn't play the game scared. He plays it exactly how Shane plays it, and my hat's off to him. I mean, in the end, if you look at it as a team, but even Shane said, he's like, we're not a team. It's like, we may be on a team now, but it's like...
Not in 5 minutes.
We're not in 5 minutes, dude. So it doesn't matter. I mean, this game is all about survival, and I think he did, the right thing. But let us know in the chat what you thought about what Shane actually did.
But it was how obvious he was making it and how clearly he was helping the other team. It does make his plan kind of lose all of its worth
I
because
agree.
it's shown like.
No, go all in with it. What do you mean? Go
Because
on.
then, Shane is always kind of on the hot seat and exposed anyway, so maybe he was always going to be a target from these guys. But doing it in such a blunt way is making it so easy for people to use that as an excuse. Well,
time.
you threw the challenge
Right.
that one time, so 4 weeks from now, we're throwing
If there's
Shane
ever-
in.
if there's ever a
Shane
moment-
can't be trusted. We know it
Right.
always and forever, so he's
Right.
always going in.
That's kind of expected now. It's like there's ever that moment where he does need that saving grace. People are gonna be like, dude, I don't trust you.
I feel like it's a numbers game. So the fact that there's only probably 2 or maybe 3 couples that probably don't like him, but in the end, he has the numbers of the Lavenders ladies, and he has everybody who actually likes him. And because of the fact that it's a secret vote, you don't necessarily know how the voting is going to go. And the fact that he's been stirring up all this controversy in this season, and he's still here. He's still here. Like, they haven't got rid of him yet. So
Well, he's amazing TV. He's great
Yes,
TV.
yes.
But then this happens, but it also then explodes into a private fight. Jose kind of takes the reins on this one and is saying, everybody, like, I know everyone's pissed off at Shane right now, but I got this. Let me go at him. This got real aggressive with the low blows. It was kind of uncomfortable to watch at times. What do you guys think?
It went 0 to 100 real quick. And the fact that they were comparing, it's like, I'm younger than you. I'm better looking than you. I got a career. And I'm like, bro, it's not a pissing contest. Oh, I don't know, maybe it is a pissing contest, but I was just kind of laughing the entire time. I was like,
I gotta say, I enjoyed it. I liked it. I wanted to see it keep going. I was like, this is great. I had like my popcorn.
I just think Shane is great. Like at one point, he's just like, "What happened? Like, what like because he knew what happened."
Yeah.
But the point is that only one team could have won this on either. So not even like a winner on both.
Absolutely.
And it's not even about there wasn't like a dead like a time limit where like the person that did the quickest gets to be the winner. There was going to be a voting inside this challenge. There was way too many obstacles for Shane to have to get to. He would never have gotten the MVP.
And like,
I don't care if he scored both touchdowns. Johnny would have figured out a way for him to win MVP.
That's what I was thinking. This game, the 2 teams and it coming down to a pair of MVPs actually sucks because it's never going to come down to performance. It's always going to come down to friends and who likes each other
Politics.
more. Like the Troika last season was,
Right.
it would be a girls' elimination day and somehow Zach, Tony, and Bananas were in the Troika. It's like, how is this? Why do they deserve to be in it? So you knew it was going to come down to politics like that.
I like the hitting of this challenge, but overall, the competition, the way you had to win was kind of lame.
Yeah.
I like the hitting though. The hitting was cool. Zach got some good hits in. He took out Nelson. Who did
And
he take out?
everybody knows
So
that.
easily too.
Yeah, and everybody knows that Shane is a snake. So I mean, Jose has the right to be upset, but at the same time, what were you?
You sit Jose down
expecting?
privately and ask him if it was a good move. He would have said yes, and so.
I don't think he would have because Jose.
Heck yeah, I would have. How can you? If no one ever finds out, if he's just talking to me one-on-one, how could he say
It's
no
not
to
that.
that?
I don't think it's a bad move.
Yeah.
I
No, I
think
know.
it was a great.
I
I think
think
Jose
because it's just
plays
Shane.
his own game, and that
Yeah.
Jose is completely on a
I'm
different.
saying take out who did it to him. Like I'm telling, like it was a smart move for any. If it was reversed and Jose pulled that off somehow.
Oh my gosh, we only have 5 minutes
I
left.
know. Let's go.
Oh,
Let's
Oh
go.
no, we don't get to our segment. I guess we'll do it next
yeah,
time
I'll do the
because
segment
we
next
got to
week.
get into
News.
predictions.
Or news. Oh, yeah, news,
Okay,
yeah.
we'll do a quick second on news.
Speech off.
because we have to bring this up. I'm sure you guys have seen thoughts
Yeah.
and prayers though to the best host of all time. God
That's right.
bless TJ Lavin. This guy has been through hell and back. He is a cat. He has 9 lives. This is like the 3rd time he's almost lost his life.
He's a trooper.
So he got in a BMX accident, and you can see the pictures. He overshot a new jump he's been practicing for a month, he said. He took to Instagram, said, overshot it by a lot. But he continued to say he's 41 years old, still having fun. He only had to get stitches, no trauma, no broken bones, and he also
He was
said-
making jokes, and this happened right over in Vegas, pretty close.
he lives there, I'm pretty
I
sure.
guess, yeah.
He does.
Admits that he wasn't wearing a helmet. But this dude,
That's
God. Someone is looking out for him
Yeah.
up there. Good, thank
I
God.
mean,
First off, that nothing was serious, but also like, can I be as lucky as you? Can I do crazy stuff and be able to live like this?
I mean, the last time he was in a coma, he was really, really jacked up. So this time, I'm actually happy that it's just like cuts and bruises, nothing, too crazy.
Right.
yeah. And also quickly, we do. It's out there if you want it. I'm not going to spoil anything
Oh, boy.
and see what I've heard because I don't really want the spoilers either, but I've seen a whole bunch of stuff on Twitter, on Vevmo, on Reddit,
Reddit's
on
the worst.
everywhere. If you feel so inclined to see what's going on with Challenge 33, there's been a lot of rumors out today about who got casting calls, speculated casts. Some people seem really pissed off about it. I think certain inklings of what kind of theme it's going to be.
We don't know the theme yet? Or-
I don't know the theme. I just see that
Yeah.
people are angry and people are like, why is the challenge still on TV? They might as well just cut it. Certain casting
So there
calls
is a
that
theme
they're
out?
making.
I'm going to look this up.
I'm not positive because I kind of stopped in my tracks, but the spoilers are there if you want.
The issue with doing that too is then there all kinds of spoilers come out.
Yeah.
And I don't want to know them all, but I just want to
Of
know one
course.
piece of information. It's hard to find just
If there's
that.
anyone in the chat who has any information whatsoever, drop it in the chat.
Well,
No,
that's the thing.
just the
Inform
theme.
us
Just
like that.
Just the thing, that's it. Not who wins, but just the thing.
Just the theme. All right, so quickly, now we got some predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay, so Zach and Amanda get MVP of the challenge. I think rightly deserved because as much as we didn't really see of Zach in the edit, you know that dude's a linebacker. You know he's taking everybody out and he's blocking.
And Amanda
for
scored a
everybody.
touchdown, I believe.
And Amanda scored
Like
touchdown
rugby.
and capture the flag point. What was that? Like the game was rugby, football, in revolving doors. Anyway, so with them being MVP, they get the double vote. What plan do you think is going to be executed here? Who do you think they're going to vote?
And they can vote for anybody.
That's really
Anyone want
Dan?
to jump in? No, I'm just saying they can vote for anybody. So anyway, I don't know. I don't want to be the first one to go here.
I think at this point in the game, I mean, it's do or die time. So I think it would be good to do a power move right now for them.
That
But
was so
I don't necessarily-
dramatic.
well, I mean, keeping with the theme of the show because it seems
No
like
one,
this
none
entire
of us
season is
want to
dramatic,
say. None of us want to say who we think they're going to go for.
I know who they're. I have.
I'll
three.
say Bananas and Tony then.
You little. That's what I was
See,
going
I
to
just
say.
said power play.
I was holding on to it.
surprise,
I just said power play,
surprise.
and that's a huge power play for them.
I
to do.
got 3.
All right, who are the other two then?
Is that cheating? Because I got 3. I feel
like
like
that's- I feel like that's
half the
easy.
people that are left.
Yeah, but that's a given. It's like everybody wants Bananas out. Come on, that's like gonna be a
'Cause
big
I
deal for
think-
sure.
See, Dave, you're standing up for them. They're going to love you in the comment section.
I'm just
Team
saying.
Johnny
Dave's the
Bananas.
only one that likes bananas.
Well, it's Bananas and Tony, and I know that Zach's kind of boys with them both at certain points, but at the same time, I feel like he's loosely attached to both of them, and he knows that they're that big of a threat that
$1
he's
million.
willing to
Yeah.
exactly.
Doesn't matter.
He's
Who
like,
wins
I
$1 million.
don't-
I don't really care.
I don't really care that much at the end of the day. Also, I think Nelson and Shane, obviously, because that's the easy target, and why wouldn't they? People are going for low-hanging fruit this season, playing a scared game, so throw in the easy people. But also Maria and Cara, quite possibly, because I don't think Amanda gives a crap about either of those. Or no, she might be friends with Marie. But
Yeah.
Cara's a Johnny, who's always a good, strong target to go for.
I think with Johnny, they're probably going to keep him till the very end because I know that Corey and Devin actually come back, and I want to see them actually injected in the game, and you have like all these people against Johnny Bananas.
Yeah,
I just
that'd
wanna
be
see-
fun.
I just want to see his head explode.
David, did you think of anybody?
You pretty much named it. I mean, it's a given, of course. I think they're gonna gun for Bananas. That's obvious one. And I think second probably Shane, going for Shane too.
And then we see another crazy twist that comes in, I think, at the elimination of next week. We're not entirely sure. What are you guys thinking? You think it's the time for the Redemption House to come back in? You think the mercenaries are coming back in?
I think Redemption House, they're doing something with them again. I mean, they've been sitting there for a while. They got to
sitting
do
there for a
They
something.
got so
Yeah.
many. They got so many people in there right now. It's loaded
Yeah.
up. So
I know. I've been wondering, when are we going to start purging some of these people, just
Right.
building it up? I actually kind of wish that we could see people in the Redemption House go against each other. Like, I kind of want to see CT and Paulie go against each other.
That would be
They-
cool.
they could-
That would be
end.
cool.
if they got to choose that other team though, they can choose whoever
And
they
they
want.
would
Once they
never
pull the
choose
thing
CT.
out, they can, and they're never going to choose that. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, unless they think Veronica's going to be a liability. I'm sorry. We could talk forever
We're
about
just
this.
going to have to wait and
Anyways.
see.
Ding, ding, ding. We are right on time. We nailed it. Tony, our engineer, is going to love us, I think, but now I'm rambling. Thank you, guys. That was episode 8 of the Final Reckoning, the challenge on AfterBuzz TV. My name is Jenna Bussiere. Make sure you're tweeting at me. Give me all the love and hate, because I get a lot of hate.
No, you don't get a lot of love.
Jenna_Bussiere.
Yep. Follow me at your boy Jang on Instagram.
Yeah, the Dan Lindgren on Instagram. DM me.
Yeah, DM him. David Punkrock Christopher Instagram, DPR Christopher Twitter. Thank you guys so much again for hanging out with us. It was fun. See you next time.
There's your homework. DM something Dan has to talk about
Oh
next
God.
week.
Oh God.
All right, bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.